Fear is a necessity, 100%. Fear is a very important necessity. And I think that without fear, none of us could survive. And a lot of the times, if we allow that fear to take over way too much, you'll be stuck. You'll be stuck and you'll be paralyzed, or better yet, petrified. You cannot move. Fear is the biggest motivator, and fear is the best energy and tool to self-preserve yourself. I love fear, and I depend on fear for me to motivate myself, because fear allows pressure. And whenever there is pressure, a lot of times the most amazing human beings that you will ever meet perform under pressure. So I'm ready to get into pressure. First off, my name is John Tao. I'm a professional mixed martial artist. I fight inside of the bantamweight division. I'm currently 25, soon to be 26 years old. My professional record is 2-0, undefeated. Hopefully 3-0 very soon in the near future. I've had maybe about 30 amateur fights before I became a professional. I got inspired into MMA when I was about 15 or 16 years old because I was doing wushu at the time. It was a traditional Chinese martial art. And I had saw a Pride DVD, and the moment I saw Pride, and it was a mixed martial arts promotion in Japan and everybody was fighting, I had went to my local MMA show, and it was here at the Allen Convention Center. And when I went to that Allen Convention Center, I saw my current mentor, or my teammate right now, Ryan Babyface Benoit. I saw him fight that night, and he had knocked the guy out. And immediately, I was hooked. I joined the local gym, and I started training as hard as I could, about 2-3 times a day. And I started to fight as soon as I could.
I like that. I like that.
The type of training that I normally do inside of the mornings is maintenance work. And so I come from a family of working class citizens, and so a lot of us are labor workers. So a lot of times my training, the tools that I use inside of the fight, I view them as tools itself. And so I do simple things like cardio, skipping rope to find my timing and my rhythm. I love to work the double end bag, and I love to work the heavy bag for power. I love to dance around the heavy bag, and so sometimes maintenance work in the morning gets my tools sharp so that at night, whenever I do drill with a training partner, I had held myself accountable to keep my tools sharp, to keep my technique ready. And if sparring does happen that night, by all means, I'm 100% ready to perform for as many rounds as possible.
I like that. I like that.
With my nutrition, I have certain concepts and certain points that I want to cover whenever I pick certain foods. And the first thing is my ability to recover. Through a hard training session, if I am not able to recover, I just might not be able to make it to the next training session. And during a weight cut, it is a very hard time because you're not able to eat as much as you want to. Sometimes you feel cramps inside of your muscles and everything like that. So a lot of times, I love to choose alkaline-based foods. I always go with alkaline-based foods and high-protein foods. And with my carbohydrates, a lot of the times, there is a certain time and a certain place for carbohydrates, and that is inside the gym. And a lot of the times, we mistaken our carbohydrate consumption with off-training or anything like that. But for me, I always love to consume a certain amount of carbs before training, and then I'll go with my recovery foods like protein, alkaline-based vegetables, leafy greens, and all that stuff. And I like to keep it healthy. And sometimes just doing small little changes to our foods, like pickling our vegetables, or certain seasoning or certain spices, you know what I mean, that is not too high in the sodium. That sometimes allows us to be a little bit more happy during the weight cut. the weight cut itself is never going to be a fun experience. And whenever I prepare my mind for that, whenever I'm ready to say it's not going to be fun, I'm able to enjoy the process and see the process. And you can focus more onto the process on eating certain foods as your end goal. And a lot of the times, your end goal, you may have to do a bunch of things that you might not want to do. You may have to eat foods that you may not want to eat every single time, but it builds character, it builds discipline. And a lot of the times, discipline and character is what wins in the higher leagues, in the later rounds, in round 5 and round 4 of the fight. Sometimes the man who wants it the most, the man who's willing to go to places that he has never been to before, or better yet, fight the way he has never fought before, and take the risks that he has never taken inside of his life. Those are the people who succeed, and those are the humans who win in life. If you can find something in your own context inside of your life, and that answer I cannot tell you. I honestly can't give you that answer. But if you can find something that is related to you and yourself inside of your life with me and fighting, I will tell you this, is that whenever I park my car outside and I walk inside and I scan that little tag and I walk inside the gym, I'm on. It's live. I'm at the fight. And I visualize myself at the fight. And so whenever I'm wrapping my hands, I visualize my cornermen are wrapping my hands. Whenever I visualize the audience is viewing me, I'm skipping rope at the time. Because I always feel like I am at the fight all the time, every single day. I could walk anywhere inside of this world and I will literally feel like as if I'm inside of the fight, as though it was fight day that day. So anything that I do that day, inside or outside the gym, it really matters. And I have to make it count. And so any exercise that I do will only benefit my fighting capabilities. Anything that I do on the bag or anything like that, it truly matters. And I make it count. And I don't look at the time as in what day it is. I don't look at anything as in what hour it is. I only look at the moment. And I'm always inside of the moment. And as I'm focused in that moment, I never lose it. And I win in every single moment. So don't count the days, don't count the hours, and don't even worry about the end results. Focus on the moment. And by all means, inside of your life, make the moment count.